So I think the numbers now are that 60% of the UK population and 43% of the US population think that there's still doubt that climate change is partially man-made. Shit, I've just realised the UK is worse than America. We've overtaken America. Oh, God. Which is obviously a disaster because the science is more like 99% or even more. So what do you think the role of the media is in that?
Well, for years now, the media has been creating a debate about whether climate change is taking place or not, which isn't reflected at all in the scientific literature. This debate exists only within the media and on the internet and amongst people in pubs, but it doesn't exist in scientific journals. And the reason for that is the scientific evidence is so massively overwhelming that man-made climate change is taking place and is a big deal. And in doing this, the media has completely played into the hands of the fossil fuel industry because the whole effort of the campaign by them is to seed doubt. They can't win on the science, that's just impossible. But what they can do is confuse people as much as possible and create the impression that there is a debate to be had on the science. So what does the media do? It comes along and says, oh, there's a debate to be had on the science. They might as well be employed by Exxon. The BBC might as well be funded and run by Exxon, the way it's been an unacknowledged public relations company for Exxon doing precisely what the oil company wants it to do.
And you probably don't know what the BBC did yesterday, which is what I was just about to tell you about, which is they screened our film The Age of Stupid in full, and then last night they had a debate, and they had 3 people on the debate. Admittedly, they did ask me and I couldn't do it because I was in Copenhagen, but they had 3 people, 1 real climate scientist, and then Richard Lindzen and Björn Lundberg for at least half an hour on BBC. What do you think about that? During Copenhagen.
Well, I have to say it doesn't surprise me. Richard Lindzen is an outright climate change denier. As far as I know, he says that man-made global warming is not taking place. Björn Lundberg accepts that it is taking place, but he says we don't need to do anything about it. We'd be much better off spending our money some other way. And in fact, he goes so far as to suggest that insulating your loft will help to starve people in Africa because your priorities are wrong. It's really nutty stuff. But
I can't quite follow that one. But
well, no, nor can he, I think. But this is the moronic level of the media handling of this, that they simply don't. I mean, the great majority of senior media executives are not scientists. I went to a meeting of 150 senior television executives a few years ago, and someone asked how many people in this room have got a science degree, and 2 of us put our hands up.
I've got one.
You got one too.
Yeah.
And they just don't understand what science is about. That's the problem. They don't understand what the scientific method is. They don't understand what quality is in scientific evidence. They just think, oh, one person's saying this, another person's saying that, let's throw them together. The fact that one person might have been a climate scientist for 30 years, the other person is employed by a lobby group and was previously working as a campaigner for a smoking company to try to prevent tobacco from being regulated, that is completely irrelevant as far as they're concerned. They've got equal standing, throw them into a studio together, fight it out.
But also, if 99 people are saying one thing and 1 is saying the other, then shouldn't you have 99 of them, or 99 times as much airtime for this side of the argument as that? Because they're kind of, not the BBC, but some people are still putting them up as though it's equally balanced on each side.
I'm not pretending it can be worked out in a mathematical way like that, but it's just that the BBC, like all other media organisations, has a responsibility to portray things as they are and not to just make up a completely fake discourse which doesn't exist out in science outside of the media studios.
Even beyond the media and, and all that kind of thing, the BBC is the public service broadcaster. We, humanity, the British people, we're about to jump off the cliff into complete catastrophe. I mean, shouldn't the BBC, as a public service broadcaster, be, pretty much wall-to-wall climate change, how you can stop it, how you can help, how you can adapt, shouldn't they? Shouldn't it be like a war effort?
Yes.